You buy something online and bam, the money's gone from your account before you even set your phone down. But when you return that same item and the store says, refund issued, suddenly it's a different story. Now it's, please allow 5 to 7 business days for your refund to process. Why can banks drain your account instantly, but drag their feet for weeks when it's time to give money back? Today I'll explain why charges hit instantly, but refunds take forever like you're 5 years old. By the end, you'll understand what's actually happening behind the scenes and what you can do to stop getting screwed by it. Here's the deal with how payments work behind the scenes. When you swipe your card at Target or tap to pay for your coffee, 2 completely different things happen. First comes authorization, which is the speed part. The merchant system asks your bank, does this person have enough money to cover this purchase? Your bank looks at your balance, says, yep, they're good, and immediately slaps a hold on that amount. That's why the money looks gone instantly. Your bank just reserved it so you can't spend it twice. But the actual movement of money, called settlement, doesn't happen until later, usually overnight, in batch processing. Authorization is your bank putting a sticky note on a pile of cash that says, reserved for Starbucks. Settlement is when that cash actually leaves your wallet and gets handed to Starbucks the next day. Your bank shows the money is gone immediately because that protects them from overdrafts and fraud. If they waited to show the charge, you might spend that same money somewhere else. Then when both charges try to clear, you'd be overdrawn and the bank would be left holding the bag. They're not doing you a favor. They're covering their own ass. Now here's where it gets frustrating with refunds. When you return something, the merchant initiates the refund, and you see refund issued in your email. That just means the store told their bank to send your money back. But now that refund enters the same batch processing system in reverse, and suddenly, nobody's in a hurry. Your bank runs extra fraud checks because refund fraud is real. The money sits in what's called float, which is basically financial limbo, for 3 to 7 business days. And yes, weekends and holidays don't count. So if you get a refund issued on a Friday, you're waiting until at least the following Wednesday. And here's the kicker. During that float period, the banks can actually use it. They're not paying you interest, but they're investing it, even if just overnight. Multiply that by millions of transactions every day. You start to see why there's zero incentive to speed up the refund process. That float time is free money for them. Here's the truth bomb nobody wants to say out loud. The system is designed to reduce the bank's risk, not yours. Charges hit your account fast because delayed debits create problems for the bank. Refunds move slow because there's literally no penalty to the bank for making you wait. Only to you. It's not illegal and it's not a glitch. It's just how the priorities are set. You're playing a game where the rules were written by the house, and the house always makes sure it wins. Now check this out. There's another layer that makes this even more annoying. When you see a charge marked as pending, that's the authorization hold. Sometimes those pending charges sit there for days before they settle. Ever notice how a gas station charge shows up as $50 at first, then changes to the actual amount later? They authorized a hold for more than you spent, then adjusted it during settlement. Hotels do the same thing. They'll hold an extra $100 or $200 for incidentals, even if you never order room service or raid the minibar. That extra money is locked up and you can't touch it. But when it's a refund sitting in pending status, your bank isn't giving you access to that money, even though it's on its way back. You're stuck in this weird zone where the money isn't gone, but it's not yours to use either. This matters because the system is basically designed to make you overdraft. You've got $200 in your checking account. You buy something for $150 on Monday, return it on Tuesday. The charge hits instantly. You're down to $50. The refund takes 5 business days. If you've got bills on autopay or need to buy groceries before that refund clears, congratulations, you just overdrafted. Now you're paying a $35 fee. The bank made $35 off your situation. Easy money. Banks collectively make billions every year from overdraft fees. And a huge chunk comes from situations exactly like this, where refunds are stuck in limbo while new charges keep hitting. The timing isn't an accident, it's profitable. And here's something else that'll make your blood boil. The technology to make refunds instant absolutely exists right now. Real-time payment systems are already operating in other countries, where refunds hit your account in seconds. The UK has faster payments. Europe has SEPA Instant. Australia has NPP. India has UPI, which processes transactions instantly for over 1 billion people. The United States has the infrastructure for this too. RTP and FedNow, which launched in 2023. But adoption is slow because banks have no financial motivation to speed things up. They lose that float income and overdraft fee opportunities. So even though the rails exist to make your refund show up in 10 seconds instead of 10 days, most banks are dragging their feet. It's not a technology problem. It's an incentive problem. So what do you actually do about it? 4 moves. First, set up low balance alerts on your bank account. Most banks let you get a text when your balance drops below a number you choose. Set it at $100 or whatever makes sense. This gives you a heads up before you accidentally overdraft during refund waiting periods. It's free and takes 2 minutes. Second, keep a small buffer in your checking account, even just $50 or $100, that you pretend doesn't exist. Don't count it when you're budgeting. That's your refund insurance, your overdraft protection cushion. Think of it as a tax you pay for living in a system that's designed to work against you. Third, use a credit card for purchases you might return and pay it off in full every month. Credit cards have way better fraud protections than debit cards. When you get a refund, it's just a credit back to your card balance. It doesn't need to clear into your actual bank account. Plus, if a merchant ghosts you, it's way easier to dispute a charge on a credit card. The Fair Credit Billing Act gives you more leverage with credit cards than Regulation E does with debit cards. You've got 60 days to dispute, and the card company has to investigate. With debit cards, that money is already gone from your account, and getting it back is much slower and messier. Fourth, know when to dispute versus when to wait. If a merchant says, refund issued, and it's been more than 10 business days, call your bank and file a dispute. Don't just sit there waiting. Document everything. Save return confirmation emails, tracking numbers, any communication with the merchant. Screenshots are your best friend here. Banks take disputes more seriously when you show up prepared. And if your bank isn't helping, file a complaint with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. It's free, it's online, and banks hate getting flagged by federal regulators. Bottom line, charges are instant because it protects the bank from risk. Refunds are slow because there's no cost to making you wait. In fact, they profit from the float. The technology exists to make refunds instant, but banks have zero motivation to implement it. It's not fair, but once you understand the game, you can plan around it. Set up those alerts, keep that buffer, use credit strategically. Know your rights, and stop assuming the system is on your side. So here's my question for you. Have you ever overdrafted specifically because a refund took too long to clear? Did your bank reverse the fee when you explained the situation? Or did they tell you it was your responsibility? Drop your story in the comments because I want to know if anyone's actually gotten a bank to admit fault and waive those fees. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe and make sure to leave a comment on what topic you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching.